Hey guys, so I know it's been a while since I have posted, and that is just because I have been working like crazy. And honestly, by the time I get home, I'm just exhausted and I pass out. Work is going really good. I love it. I genuinely really like everyone I work with. My bosses are awesome. My managers are awesome. So some things that are going on. My teeth are a little sore today, so I might be covering my mouth a lot when I talk. I got a deep cleaning yesterday and I'm just still a little sore. And I'll tell you what, I've never had my face numb before yesterday. I've had wisdom teeth surgery, but I wasn't numb for that long after that. But I got numbed yesterday for my deep cleaning, and oh my geez, that was an experience. It was funny. But anyway, on top of my dentist appointment yesterday, I had an appointment with my gyno. And as some of you know, I did post last year, I had a surgery. This is going to be a TMI disclaimer, so if you don't want to hear about periods and girl problems, this video isn't for you. But after I had my dentist appointment, I also had a gynecologist appointment yesterday. And last year in September, I believe it was, I had something called an ablation. Now, when I would get my monthlies, it would be extremely painful. They would be extremely long and extremely heavy. Scary heavy. So an ex-friend of mine had told me about a surgery that she got, which was called an endometrial ablation, which virtually is supposed to essentially stop your periods, or at least make them so that they barely happen. In some cases, it doesn't work, and I knew that going into it. For a couple months, I was okay. I either didn't have a monthly, or it was just barely anything. But then the heavy ones kept coming back, and there were months where I would have more than one in a month, and that's just not good. And because we already did the ablation, I got my tubes tied a couple of years ago. I got my tubes tied, oh my god, about 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. And I can't believe it's been that long. I got my tubes tied April 2016. So I've had my tubes tied for a while. So I'm most definitely done having children. And you have to be done having children if you're going to get the ablation. So I talked to my doctor yesterday, and he goes, there's another type of ablation that we could do, but we could also, in the long run, end up right back here where you're still having the issues. Or we could put you on some type of hormonal birth control. I could do the IUD, da da da. And I'm like, nope, not happening. No. One, hormonal birth control and me do not get along. I turn into a psychopath. Not good at all. And plus, on top of that, I'm sorry, but I'm done having kids. My issue is that, so I would much rather just take it out. So he explained the risks, he explained the side effects, and all that jazz. And we'll go more in depth into everything, the more appointments that I get closer to surgery date. I told him I've done my research on it. I've thought about it for a while. I would rather just nip it in the bud now and get it done and just go ahead and go through with the hysterectomy. Now, the way that he does his hysterectomy is he leaves the ovaries. So I won't be thrown directly into menopause or anything like that, which is a blessing. Because my mother-in-law, I want to say 2-3 months ago, just had a hysterectomy, and I feel really bad for her because her doctor didn't tell her that leaving her ovaries could be an option, because then she wouldn't be going through menopause. So she was kind of like, why didn't you tell me I could do that? No one told me. I was like, well, I didn't know until recently after your surgery, so I can't, really be of any help in that department if I found out after the fact. So what's really cool about the way that they do it, or the way that he's going to do it, is essentially it's laparoscopically, so it's through a robot. So back in the day, they used to have to, or when they do like a complete hysterectomy, where they take your ovaries, uterus, everything, they slice you straight across like a C-section, essentially, and they open you up, they take everything out. The way that they do it now when they're like leaving the ovaries is they'll make like 4, he explained it to me, he'll make 4 small incisions and do everything robotically, unless there's an issue where he needs to cut me open all the way. But he says he's had extremely rare, it's extremely rare that those cases happen. And what I love about my doctor is he's very upfront, he's very honest. He's like, listen, I've had about 1% of people where this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. He's like, I wish I could tell you it was 0%, but it's not. And then he told me the issues that could happen once I have this surgery. He's like, I wish I could tell you this has never happened to anyone I've dealt with. What the fuck? My rearview mirror just fell off, and I think it smashed. No, it didn't. It didn't smash, but it fell off. But I love my doctor. He's upfront and he listens to me. Like, he did my tubal, and there were other doctors out there that were giving me shit about wanting a tubal because I was 24, 25 when I first started trying to find a doctor that would do it, and then I finally found my doctor. He's like, well, how many kids do you have? And I told him I had 3 kids, and physically I just cannot do it anymore. I can't do it again. I would love to have more kids. I would genuinely love to have 4 kids in total. I would love to have another boy, but my body and my mental state, I can't handle 4 kids, and I know that. So yeah, but anyway, so recovery time hopefully won't be so bad, and I've already let my boss know about it. And she's like, well, how long are you gonna be down? And I was like, well, he said a few weeks, but I'll know, for sure, closer to surgery. And she's like, all right, well, just let me know and we'll get you scheduled accordingly. And that's what I freaking love about my job, dude, is they're so freaking understanding. And I mean, I don't know, I just love it. I make good fucking money, not gonna lie. There's days where I don't make good money, like the other night. I only made like $30 in tips, but that's because it was league night, and leaguers like never really want anything other than water, maybe a beer here and there, but yeah. But yeah, so I will be documenting the process of the hysterectomy. Like when I have my follow-up appointments, like when I get my call from his surgery scheduler and stuff like that, I'll document it. And then the process of when I go in for surgery, I'll document that. And then, you know, the recovery and all that stuff, I will definitely be documenting that because I'm going to be down for a little bit. And oh my goodness. Okay. So really funny. My doctor was walking out of the room to go get the paper that I have to sign, because essentially there's a paper you have to sign that's pretty much the same thing of if you were to get a tubal, because again, this is a permanent form of sterilization. If I wanted to right now, I could get my clips off of my tubes and still be able to have kids. Once I do this, I'll never be able to have kids again, because I won't have a uterus or womb or anything. I won't have anything to carry them in. So anyway, he was walking out and he goes, all right, no sex for 12 weeks. I'm like, all right. I looked at my husband. I told him, I was like, all right, no sex for 12 weeks. And my doctor turns around, looks at my husband and smirks and says, I mean, no vaginal sex for 12 weeks. I'm like, oh, really? I see you. I see what you're trying to do. Exit only, buddy. So, I mean, my doctor's really awesome. He's funny. He's straight up. He's like, what? We're all adults. It was funny. I didn't take offense to it or anything like that. It was really funny. But yeah, I am both very excited and nervous. I am going to continue doing my research on this procedure so I can be as prepared as possible. But I'm just ready to not have any issues anymore. I'm ready to not be in pain. I'm ready to not bleed like a stuck pig. I'm ready to feel like a person again. So, and again, I know I say this every video, but I will most definitely try to post more. I've just been super busy. And again, I'm sorry I look like a mess today. I just dropped my kids off at school. And now I am on my way to Dunkin' Donuts down the road because they have pumpkin spice, and I'm a basic pumpkin bitch. And the second I find out a place has pumpkin spice, I'm all over it. So, yeah. Have a good day, guys. I'll post more later. Bye.